Okay. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, hey, you guys. Thanks for hopping on. We are going to talk about connecting with people outside of your inner circle today. So, that is really exciting because I feel like, hold on, I have something dinging at me messages. Are you guys there?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I feel like this is the one thing that we're all wanting to know how to do better. I think that when it comes to our businesses, we we don't want to bother our friends and family. And while they can be really good customers, like our warm market is going to run dry. No matter how great they are, your warm market is always going to run dry. It's just a matter of time, whether it's going to be like they're going to order from you once, maybe they never order from you. They might be your best customer for like 6 or 7 months. But at the end of the day, your warm market will always run dry. And so you need to keep filling your funnel. So you should always have those people who are your best customers, the people who you're just talking to, the people who you need to keep filling your funnel. So like at the top, you're thinking of the people who you're just connecting with, people that haven't had Zaya before, people who you're just getting to know, people who, like I said, you're just making their day. The Make Your Day mindset, which is what I posted about today, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But you need to keep filling that funnel. So you have these people you're just connecting with. You have these people who have been customers. You have these people who are becoming your best customers, and then eventually they join your team. So you're constantly filling your funnel, and you should always make sure that your funnel, your pipeline is full. And in order to do that, you have to get really consistent with connecting with people. So I talked about today and yesterday relationship marketing. And this is how you should, in my opinion, this is what I've done. This is what I enjoy doing. Relationship marketing is a really good way to enjoy getting outside of that warm circle, your warm market, your core circle, because it's not salesy. You're not going out trying to sell something to people. You're literally going out to make friends. And that is my absolute favorite way to think about it, because I don't want to sell a random person something. At Summit, they gave the example. I don't remember who it was, but someone said they had this guy walk in with like a plate of churros, I think it was. And he was trying to sell them these, or give them these churros. And she's like, well, what's in them? Like, are they going to kill me? And has all these questions for this guy because she doesn't know this guy. She doesn't know these churros. Like, why in the world is he bringing her this plate of churros? And eventually she took them, gave them to her employees, and then her employees were like, oh yeah, these are like world famous churros from Costco or whatever it was. So the moral of the story is, if she had known this guy, if she had known and trusted him, if she had known what the product was, then maybe she should have been like, heck yeah, I want some churros. But the fact that this stranger just came in and wanted to hand her a plate of churros, she was like, I have no idea what this is about. Like, why would I want these churros? Same thing with Zaya, you guys. We can't just go out to people and be like, hey, you should buy these leggings. They're going to be like, why would I buy these leggings? For one, I don't even know you. And for two, I buy my leggings at Walmart and that's good enough, right? So we need to be making those connections with people, getting to know people, so that when the time comes to talk about Zaya, whether it be the product or the opportunity, they are trusting us. They've connected with us, they feel like they know us, and they know that we have their best interest at heart. Because if we're going to go out there and just connect with people and just try to sell them something, people can sense that. They're going to know, like, okay, she's just trying to get to me so that I buy something. And that feels icky on our part. It's icky on their part, and they're going to stop responding to you, and it's just not going to be enjoyable. So relationship marketing is going out, you're finding those people in your target market, and you're creating that relationship with them. You're basically creating that friendship with them. And one thing that is so cool about relationship marketing is that you're expanding your friend circle. So these people were once your cold market. They're the people that you didn't know before, and you're just connecting with them. All of a sudden, they're becoming your friends. And all of a sudden, your friend circle is expanding and expanding and expanding. And all of a sudden, these people are going to know, love, and trust you, and they're going to want to have a part in whatever it is you're doing. So So the goal is to go out and connect with people. And I gave you guys some scripts today that are straight from Teamzy. Like, you can use those if you want to. That's literally what I do is I copy and paste the first script, which is like, just stopping by to say hi. How are you doing? Hope you have an awesome day, or hope your day is awesome. And then in the beginning, I put like, hey, Jordan, hey, Nicole, hey, Leanne, or whoever, you know. But I literally will copy and paste that part, and I'll stick it in a message, and I'll send it to them, and that's that. I'm just going out, making someone's day. So get yourself in the make their day mindset. And that's all you have to do. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Because if you start overcomplicating these connections with people, it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel icky, and it's going to take way too long. It just is. So keep it simple, you know. Hope you have an awesome day. How are you doing? Hope you have an awesome day. Hey, you popped up in my news feed. How are you guys doing? Like, what did you do for Christmas if it was around the holidays? Or are you ready for spring? I know I am. Like, just super simple conversation to get the ball rolling. And only like 30% of people are going to respond to you. So you got to be consistent with it, because you might send out 5 messages today and none of them respond. But then in the next 3 days, you might send out 5 each day. And then all of a sudden your inbox is going to fill up. So this is, if I've been slow to get messages back to you, for one, I went through a phase where I was doing 10 connects a day with Cold Market. And I was just 10 people on my Facebook, or, you know, between Facebook and Instagram, I was doing 10 connects. And after about 2 weeks, I constantly had like 25 messages in my inbox from people. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, for one, this is amazing. Like, I'm connecting with all of these people and they're responding. But at the same time, I was so overwhelmed. So you need to find the number that's going to work for you and something that you can keep up with. I would say minimum 3 every single day. You know, do 3 connects, 3 invites, 3 ads, and we'll talk about connects and ads, you know, next week, but, or invites and ads next week. But as far as connects, like 3 or 5, or if you want to run, 10 is great. But I'm sitting here doing I'm double booked for parties, and I just, truthfully, I don't have time to do that, to do the justice to these conversations, to do the justice to my parties. So find the number that's going to work for you, something that you can be consistent with, and do it. Seriously, it should not take you, if you, like, I was doing 10 connects a day, and it was taking me like 15 minutes because you just are flying through it. You might have to set your Facebook password a few times. Facebook might flag you. They might be like, hey, you're going too fast, because I got that before. But so just take your time. But seriously, you guys, it works. It really does start that conversation. So once you're starting this conversation, what do you talk about? I know that's what everybody's thinking. You're like, okay, well, I just said, like, hey, I hope you have a great day. And that's that. Like, obviously you want to keep the conversation going, right? Jordan, not necessarily. I've just done more Facebook, I think, because Jordan's question was, have you had better luck on Facebook or Insta? I would say I do more Facebook because I can use my keyboard and that's faster. And I use Teamzy, and with Teamzy, you can export your entire contact or all of your friends from Facebook into Teamzy. So Teamzy just generates my Facebook friends for me. And so I just go through the list. So it ends up being a lot of Facebook, but now I'm starting to get into my Instagram friends. And that's been working really well too. Nicole said, are you messaging your friends on Facebook then? Yes. Yeah. Typically, you know, I have like I don't even know. I have a lot of friends on Facebook, but I don't even know a lot of them. So they're like ads from parties or whatever it may be. So just going through my Facebook friends list is, for me, a lot of it is still Cold Market, because I've added a lot of people over time from parties and stuff. We will talk about finding people here in just a little bit, as far as like finding people on Facebook or on Instagram. Let's just talk about that now, actually. So, okay, finding your target market. So we just talked about connecting, but you're probably wondering, like, who am I going to connect with? Where am I going to find these people? How am I supposed to find people in my target market? Last week, we talked about attraction marketing. So attraction marketing is when you set up your profile, you're posting things that, you know, to your avatar, you're posting things that are going to draw them in, things that are, you know, talking about you and your life, and you're hopefully attracting other people like you to your profile. That's attraction marketing. But obviously, not everybody's just going to come to us. Like, we have to go find friends. We have to go find these people. So if you're going to use Facebook to find people, there's several different ways you can do it. For one, you can join groups. So think about, like, what are your hobbies? You know, find groups on Facebook, get in those groups, and you need to be an active participant in them. So, like, say you love Instant Pot recipes, like, go find it. There's like a million Instant Pot groups. I swear, I was in some, and I still can't use my Instant Pot. But anyway, go to those groups, and you're gonna start seeing that there's gonna be regular people contributing. You know, contribute a recipe yourself. Like, be an active member and just, like, be you and have fun and just be a part of that community. And then over time, you'll find that you're going to connect with these people. This is not a quick solution. This is going to take time. All of this relationship marketing takes time because you're not going to build a relationship overnight. So, you know, if you get in these groups on Facebook, you're going to start finding people you connect with. You can add them as a friend on Facebook, and then you continue to get to know them through direct messages or whatever it is that, you know, works best for you. Another way to find people on Facebook is if you find, like, go to your friends and go to their friends list. And often Facebook is going to be like, do you know this person? Have you seen that pop up before? It'll often ask you, like, if you know people because you have a lot of mutual friends with that person. So, can I screen share on here? I probably can, but I don't know how, and I'll probably break this. So if you go into your Facebook, if you go to a friend that you're friends with and you start looking through their friends list, it'll tell you how many friends you have in common with people, and find their friends that you guys have a lot of mutual friends. If that makes sense. So, for example, say, like, I want to, I'm trying to think of someone, like, maybe I have a friend from high school who I haven't talked to for a long time, but we're friends on Facebook. We always had a lot in common. I'm going to go to her friends list. I'm going to go to her friends. I'm going to go down her list, and I'm just going to start checking people out. Like, creeper, I know, but I'm just going to, like, start checking people out. If we have a lot of friends in common, I'm going to add them. If they have, like, young kids, probably going to add them because I'm a mom too. And they, you know, we have young kids, we have something in common. So finding friends on Facebook can be easy. It's obviously not my preferred method because I like Instagram so much more, but I have done Facebook before and I have found people to connect with on Facebook. So I know this is really confusing and not clear at all, but I swear, if you go to someone's friends list and if you start looking through their friends, you will find friends who you have a lot of mutual friends with, and you can start adding them. And if they add you, if you send them a friend request, you know, you can write them down if they add you, and then keep track of those people. And then in a couple weeks or in a week, go back through and send out your little connect message. Like, hey, hope you have an awesome day. Just want to say hi. You know, whatever. You can, I like to say, if it's someone that I just added, like, on Facebook, since Facebook is a little bit more personal, I will say, like, oh, I saw you have a couple of boys. How old are they? You know, something personal, not just like, hope you have an awesome day. So you kind of have to know your audience. You have to know what feels genuine for you and what you're comfortable with. So does that make sense? Is that confusing? Do you have questions about that? I feel like if I had a screen share, it'd be so much easier, and I don't have a screen share. But we can talk about that more too. That's just Facebook, ways to find friends on Facebook. Also, you can go to, like, business pages of people, like, for example, Rachel Hollis. Go to her page, look at all of the people who are commenting on her posts, check them out, interact with those people, you know, start conversations on those posts. Those are other ways that you can find people who, you know, might have similar interests to you. Instagram, finding your target market. So this is Instagram is my favorite. I feel like it's easier for me. It's not as like weird on Instagram to follow people that you don't know. It's just more normal. So I have my Instagram pulled up here. And the thing about Stim Social that Zaya shared with us is that Stim Social is basically doing this for me. You know, it does it for us. It goes out and it finds followers that you're telling it to target, and then it'll start engaging with their posts and it'll start following them, and then hopefully they will follow you back. So ways, if you're not using Stim Social, ways that you can find followers. Let's see. I have my Instagram pulled up here. I am going to go follow, let's see here. Okay, do you guys know who Bonnie Engel is? She's a big time Beachbody coach. I just found her on here, who I'm following. So I am going to go to her. I'm going to pick her. Here's her account right here. She's had a baby. And I am going to I'm going to scroll through her pictures, and I'm going to find a picture that I like. I'm going to find a picture that I can relate to. And if I like it, I'm guessing that the other people who like it are going to be similar to me in some way. So let's say she's got a picture of her and her little baby. Oh, so cute. So I'm going to go to that picture, and I'm going to go to all of the people who liked her picture. And apparently Stim Social, I think I have her in as one of my Stim people, because look at this. All of these people I'm following already because we have similar interests. So I went to the people who liked that picture, and some ways to gain followers is you can just literally go down your list. Just go down the list, and they'll let you follow like 30 people at a time until they tell you to stop doing that. But you can just go down anybody that you like and know and like their posts. This is also a great way to just be like, oh, let's see. I think I like this girl right here, Rachel Meg Sking. Okay, here she is. I'm going to follow her. Now I have it. And then if she follows me back, I'm going to go in and be like, I'm going to write her down if she followed me back. I'm going to go in and I'm going to send her my connect message. I'm going to say, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Just wanted to say hi. Not in that order because that's not the script, but you get the picture. Like, that's how I connect with people. So go in Instagram, you're just going to go to these accounts and you're going to find people who like things that you like, and you're going to follow them, and you're going to message them, and you're going to create that connection with them. Another place I could go is like The Bachelor. Oh my gosh, by the way, The Bachelor season finale is on right now. And I just don't know how I feel about Cassie. I don't think that she's the right one, but it's not for me to decide. It's for Colton. So anyway, I could go to The Bachelor because I like The Bachelor. And I'm going to go to this picture here, and I can start finding people, and I'm be like, oh, she seems, how about this girl right here? She is in a picture right here. And she looks like she's got a cute little jacket on, kind of like a bomber jacket. I'm going to request to be friends with her because if she likes bomber jackets, then heck, I got something for her. So, see what I'm saying? This is how I find people on Instagram. And I know that it sounds like a lot of work, but it really is not. If you just like quick buzz through and like find people. Any questions on that? I started at 4:30. Yeah, Stim Social works, you guys. I mean, if you put in, like I've gained I think I've gained almost 400 followers, 374 followers since I started it a few days ago or whatever it is. But I'm also following 3,556 people now. So I just have to watch that and monitor it to make sure I'm not following outlandish amounts of people to the amount of people that are following me. So, yeah, Jordan, they do seem legit. A lot of them do. A lot of them, a lot of them must be in direct sales already, because I get a lot of like, hey girl, thanks for the follow. And I'm like, that's really good etiquette, like very polite, but I know what you're doing. Like that doesn't seem genuine, it doesn't seem genuine. It doesn't seem genuine. So when you're connecting with people, if it doesn't feel genuine, talk to them about other things besides have a great day. Yes, you can control how it follows and unfollows, Leanne. That's right. Yes, yes, you can choose different degrees. I do like it though. I mean, it's like instead of making a post, because what I would do before is I would make a post and then I would be like, okay, well, in this post, I have on, or like, okay, I'm at Disney. So I would go to like a Disney account and I just go boom, 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 follow like as many people as I could as it would let me. And instead of me having to go in and do that after every single post to get my followers up, Stim Social is doing that for me. So it totally takes that step out. You know, it just goes and follows people for me. It's not like it takes a lot of time, but it's just one of those things that you need to remember to do. And Stim Social is remembering to do that for me. So that's really nice. I've had many people ask about the activewear and my link to shop and just message to chat. It's been great. Yes, I've had a lot of people just message to chat too, which is amazing because they're starting the conversation with us and you don't have to feel icky about that, you know? They're just like reaching out to you. And so even though girls are like, hey girl, thanks for the follow, I'm like, perfect. You're reaching out to me, like, let's chat about something. So what do we chat about? This is the key. So yes, you've connected, you found the people that you're going to connect with, and you're telling them have an awesome day, and they write back to you, and you're like, yes, this person is open to change. They're open to talking to me. Like, let's be friends. What do you talk to them about? So I like to stick with the acronym FORM. And you've probably heard it before. If you've been with Beachbody, you know Beachbody preaches FORM, and I'm sure every other direct sales preaches FORM because it's just a good way to get to know people. I feel like every sales industry probably preaches FORM because it just covers everything. So FORM, what does it stand for? F is for family. So when you are talking to someone, you know, ask about their family. Everybody wants to talk about their family. Ask about their kids, ask about their boyfriend, ask about their parents, you know, quick stalk their page and see, you know, who's in their life and ask them a question about them. So F is for family, great way to start a conversation. Everybody has a family. Whether they talk to them or not, everybody has some sort of family. So start with family. O is for occupation. So family, occupation, you know, what do they do? Do they enjoy it? How often do they work? You know, just start talking to them about their job. And a lot of times in those two conversations, you can start to find some pain points for them. You know, if they're talking about, oh, I have small kids and I'm a part-time, I don't know, CPA or whatever, and I'm really wanting to come home with my kids and work. Oh, well, funny you should say that because I work from home. Like, have you ever thought about finding something you can do from home? You know, just start that conversation. And sometimes conversations are going to flow naturally and sometimes it's going to feel forced and you just have to let it be. Don't force the invite. Don't force Zaya conversation. Just be a human and talk to this person and get to know them. So family, occupation. R is recreation. So what do they like to do for fun? Have they been on any vacations lately? Basically, you know, if they're on social media, you're probably going to be able to see some of these things and you can ask them about it. Last thing is M. M is for motivation. So what drives them? What are they motivated by? What are they working towards? You know, what kind of goals do they have? And the entire time that you're talking to these people, the goal is to be looking for ways that you can solve their problems or that Zaya can solve their problems. So, you know, especially the business opportunity is going to solve so many problems for people. If you're talking to them about they need, oh yeah, well, I'd really love to travel more, but you know, it's just not really in the budget right now. You know, that can start a conversation like, well, what do you do? Or, have you ever thought about like picking up a side gig or something on the side to make some extra money? Or, you know, just starting that conversation. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be icky, but it's just a way to start the conversation with them. And I had a thought and I don't remember it. sorry, brain went this way and my thought went this way. But yeah, I think what I was going to say is something along the lines of, again, don't force the conversation. There's going to be people that you talk to for like 2 days and Zaya's going to come up. There's going to be people that you talk to for like 3 weeks and Zaya is not going to come up, and that's okay. And our job is to serve these people that you're talking to. So even if what their problem is, if Zaya's not going to solve their problem, help them anyway. So if they're like, oh gosh, maybe it's someone local and they're like, oh yeah, I really need to find a doctor that I like or whatever, recommend your doctor. You know, maybe they're like, oh, I'm really trying to find something I can do with my kids this weekend. You're like, oh yeah, we went to this movie. It was so good. Like, you should definitely take your kids. Find ways to help them, to make their life easier, to solve their problem, to suggest things for them. But it doesn't have to be Zaya. Okay? So that is how you serve other people. It's how they trust you. It's because you genuinely want to help them. So just go in with a heart, a genuine heart. You're making friends. You're helping them solve their problems. And if Zaya and the opportunity solves their problem, present it to them. Okay? Don't be icky. Don't force it. But just look for pain points. And if you have something that Zaya can help them with, then you need to share that with them. Because like if you were on the call last night, Zaya is an opportunity. It is a blessing. It is not, you're not annoying people. You're blessing them when you talk to them about Zaya. So just remember that. Okay. Okay. What questions do we have? That was like all over because it did not go in the order that I was planning on, but that's okay. And there's a whole other conversation about finding your target market on social media. And there's just so much packed into like this whole concept of finding people outside of your warm market. And I feel like we're just touching the tip of the iceberg. So is there any questions? I also think that if you have, this is why we talk about posting posting your content for your target market on your Instagram, because if they're reading that, they're going to know about you. They're going to have a window into what you do, and there's a chance they're going to ask you about it. I mean, I have people ask me about it all the time. They're like, oh yeah, your clothes are super cute. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm actually a rep for this activewear company, and then it starts a conversation. So make sure you're posting to the people that you want to attract. Okay. Questions, feedback. What do you got? Leanne, you're driving. You got to be safe.
I'm not driving anymore. I was driving.
I was going to say,
but
you're looking at the camera, and that makes me nervous.
I know. Well, but I had to listen, and I have to go to Trader Joe's because there's supposed to be a blizzard tomorrow. So I was like, I need to get food, but I also need to get on the team call. So
oh, it's supposed to pour here tomorrow. I'm really not excited about it. At least it's not snow.
It's lightning and thundering here.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what's going on.
Just a long winter, Jordan. That's what's going on.
I know. A very long winter. And I'm pretty sure that everything around here will be flooded by noon tomorrow. So
yeah.
hopefully I can get to work and get home.
Just get a boat. Canoe. Oh gosh. So that was confusing. I feel like it was confusing. What can you let's clarify some things. What do we need help with?
Related to what we just talked about or unrelated?
Anything. If there's anything else, if you need help with anything else, we can talk about it.
I guess the one thing I'm struggling with is how to bring up asking people to host.
Free and half off. Oops, sorry. I probably shouldn't.
What did you say?
I said free and half off stuff.
I know.
I shouldn't just jump on. Sorry.
I'm trying really hard to do to focus on the relationship part. I don't want to just ask people that, and I don't want them to think that I'm being nice to them and talking to them and wanting to find out about their life to ask them to host. So I'm struggling with that.
I think, a lot of times the hosting question comes out of the opportunity question. So I feel like I lead with the opportunity, 90% of the time, because it is so much easier to fall back on the product and hosting. Right. So I think that a lot of it is just, at least for me, is if I start talking to them about like what I do, and if it seems like something, you don't want to assume anything about anybody, but there are definitely conversations where you get a sense of, if they would enjoy being a rep, or if direct sales is something for them. Some people will be like pretty obvious about like not wanting to do direct sales or anything like that. And then I love throwing it out there, just being like, oh yeah, well, like, oh, I have this party this week and I'm so lucky I get to help people get free and half off stuff. It's like one of my favorite parts of my jobs, but it's keeping me really busy. So I'm sorry I didn't get back to you, or like something like that, like just slipping it into the conversation. And then, sometimes they'll ask about it. And even at the end of the day, you can just be like, so let me know would you ever want to get free and half off stuff? I'd love to help you. Like, don't make it about you. It's always about them when it comes to asking hosts and hostesses to host. And I feel like whenever I make it about them, it doesn't feel icky ever. It's like, don't let them think that you need them. Like, you don't need them. You don't need them to host. Like, you got people lined up out the door, even if you don't, you got all these people ready to host, act like it, and just be like, if you wanted to get free and half off Zaya, I could totally try to squeeze you in this month, something like that. Like, I'm already double booked, but I probably could get you in next week. Like, that's my favorite thing actually to use, is I'm like, well, I'm actually double booked this month, and I'm like, I don't have anything the last week of this month, you guys. So like, I'll say that. I'll be like, yeah, I'm double booked all of March. So we could look at April and then just be like, do you want to do this week or that week? But like, act like you're really busy, even if you're not. And I feel like they like get excited. They're like, oh, well, she's really busy. Like, people want to do this. I don't know. Just like slip it in.
Okay. I'll do more of it. I'll do more of the slipping in.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, just make it about them, and then it doesn't feel icky and it doesn't feel forced. Sorry, my dog is like gagging right now. I don't know if that helps, but that seems
that's helpful.
Okay.
Just gotta do it. Stop thinking about it. Just do it.
Yes. Stop thinking.
Yes.
Do it. Oh gosh. You guys are my friends. Thanks for being my friends.
Right?
I don't have friends. I'm just hanging out with my dog right now. So.
I know. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, well, I don't do anything. Just at home. Glad I have people from Zaya. That's great.
Yep. So, oh gosh. What else? I mean, you guys, we're missing the Bachelor season finale for this. It's like the most dramatic Bachelor in the history of Bachelor. And we're over here being dedicated to our business.
Right?
I'm also concerned as to why you're drinking Energize at 9:11 at night.
I don't know. I'm so tired. It tastes delicious, though.
You said the questions were anything on the table, so there's nothing.
It's delicious. I don't know. I'm like up until 11 every night lately. Not because of caffeine. So I don't know. 11's really late for me. I don't know about you, but what else? Do we have anything else? And if not, it's okay. But while we're all here together.
Are you might have answered this when I was away, but are you using mostly Facebook or Instagram? You said Instagram, right?
I use both. When I'm going through, well, I find lately I've been using Facebook more because of the fact that I've added so many people from parties. And they're in my Facebook list, and then I exported that into Teamsy. So Teamsy is really generating a lot of my Facebook friends right now. But because of Stim Social, I'm having a lot of people start conversations with me on Instagram. So those people, you know, I'm responding to, and then if they keep the conversation going, and then I'm recording them, like I'm writing them down as someone that to continue to follow up with. So I would say I start with Facebook, and Instagram people, I respond to Instagram, but I initiate on Facebook right now.
Gotcha.
How, if they've been in a party with you and you send them messages like, remember today's the last day of the party, or they, you know, stuff like that, how do you start the conversation again with them?
Like while the party's still running?
No, like if there's somebody later, but you like go to message whoever she is and you see that you've messaged her 4 months ago during the party, how do you like restart that conversation?
I usually don't start with Zaya. I'll just start with like, hey, like how are things going? Or if they ordered, you know, I'll just be like, are you still enjoying your Zaya? If they didn't order, then I'll just treat them as like a cold market person and just connect with them.
I just wondered.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, when we go into our groups and stuff, it's kind of weird because they see us on our lives and stuff, but we don't know them. Like they probably, like sometimes I feel like people feel like they know me because of lives and the fact that I ran the party, but like on our end, we don't know, we don't know these people. And so definitely treat them like cold market, just like, yeah, you guys, I went to volleyball. Okay. I'm trying to think. I don't think anybody in here is from my area, but I went to volleyball like a few weeks ago and I had just sent a, hey, how are you message to someone. And she came up to me at volleyball, no idea who this was. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to respond to you. And like, apparently we were talking about fitness. I don't remember this conversation, but she's like, yeah, just to answer your question. She's like, I do CrossFit. And I was like, I don't know what I must have asked her what workout she does. I don't know anything. So I was like, yeah, CrossFit. So we just like started talking about CrossFit. And I was like, I still to this day don't know who it was. And she's probably there every week. I don't know who it was. So try to like stalk people's pictures, I guess. I don't know. Social media is so hard though because
have you ever had anybody be weird about cold messages? Like, or I should say friending people on Facebook. Like I feel like on Instagram, like you said, it's a lot easier to like, people aren't weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody on Facebook a couple weeks ago and she was like, do I know you or why are you friend requesting me? I was like, we had a bunch of mutual friends and yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to say right now.
I mean, I haven't lately, but like a while ago I did have that. And I would just, I've said before, I've been like, oh, I thought you were in so-and-so's party. Maybe I got mixed up. And I'll just totally blame it on that. And then it starts the conversation of.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Cause yeah, I was like, I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I've definitely done, actually not that long ago, now that I think about it. Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought you were in Leanne's party. Your Zaya Active party, weren't you in that group? And then she'd be like, no. I'm like, oh, Activewear, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm like, oh, okay, well, it must have been someone else then. And then I'll just start the conversation.
Okay.
Just BS your way through it. It's fine. The beauty of social media is that they don't know you. They're not going to like, generally, they're not going to come up to you in person.
Yeah.
Volleyball or something random. But, you know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to connect with people. And like I said, only like 30% of people will respond anyway.
I don't think that I ever told you this, but while I was in Des Moines waiting to get on my flight to go to Dallas, this girl and her boyfriend, did I tell you about this? Were sitting across from me and they were telling me how they were going to go to Cabo. And I kept looking at her and I'm like, I should know who that is, but I don't, kind of thing. And then like we were in Dallas and I got home and I started seeing them in my news feed in Cabo. And I'm like, oh, so I like clicked on it. And like the week before I had messaged her because she owns a gym like 20 minutes from here. And I had sent her a cool message and she'd never replied to me. So I sent her a message and I was like, oh my gosh, I just realized I met you in person at the airport. I hope you guys had so much fun. And she hasn't read it yet. I'm like, well, at least that saves me from not sounding like a total idiot that I cold messaged you and then I saw you at the airport. And I'm sure I was looking at her like, who are you?
Well, it is hard. And I said that too. I'm like, I'll tell people in my VIP group, I'm like, okay, if you're going to talk to me and like, I've never met you in person, will you tell me like who you are? Because social media is really hard and I'm bad with names. And like, not that I don't like love you or care about you, but I'm just bad at that. I'm bad at names. And so I've had a couple people be like, hey, it's me, I'm Jen. I'm like, okay, Jen. But people are really nice about it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to run before everything closes. Leanne. Okay. Well, I can let you guys go. I won't keep you anymore. But thanks.
One last thing.
Okay.
Just because I was looking at my phone and I had this pulled up on Pinterest. Do you ever use like, this is so dumb, but some sort of calendar or something like to like think about posts that you could post every day? Like I feel like
content calendar.
Yes, like I feel like on like Sunday I'll make a post and I'm like, I'm gonna post every day this week, and then the next thing I know it's Friday. And I've posted nothing.
I have one started that I'm going to share.
Oh,
but
okay.
I was like on the verge of death last week. But yes, that is what I need because
Yes.
I found this week too, and I was like, I need to add to it and post it in the team page.
That was literally what was up on my Pinterest was Instagram.
There was I saw this in one of our groups. It's called Blogging Ideas.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Positive Monday, Talkative Tuesday, New Release Wednesday, Truthful Tuesday, Flaunt It Friday, Silly Saturday. So that's a really basic one. I'll post this today.
That's a great one, though. I saved it, too. I was like, that's a good one. We need to use that one. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just wondered because, like I said, I have good intentions when I sit down on Sunday and, like, plan my week out. And then, like, I feel like the next thing I know, it's Friday and I haven't posted anything because it's life.
Yeah.
I like having the themed days so that each, and then, of course, like, whenever we run our Discover Zaya calls, the breadcrumbing and stuff will lead to it. But I liked that idea of like themed days so that you can remember each week.
Yes. Unless you forget what day it is, and then there's that.
Okay, hold on.